Joe here with S3 Archery, and I'm as excited as you could possibly be because today is the first day since buying the brand new 2013 Bear Kodiak that I've been able to get outside and basically put some arrows through it. So I did manage to get about 30 arrows through it just by staying inside, opening a patio door, shooting one arrow, going back inside and warming back up, and then doing it all over again for a few hours. So I do have about 30 arrows through it, but never 2 in a row while standing outside. So not real shooting. So today is the first time that I'm able to be outside and shoot 3 arrows at a time, and I've got the target out there, and I just wanted to do basically the first impression slash first review of it, of myself. I know Dan has basically given you guys a sneak peek at it, but now you'll be able to hear it, how loud it is, see the shock in it basically, see how accurate it is. It should just be a lot of fun. So stick around. I'm going to show you the brand new 2013 Bear Kodiak. Alright, so because I haven't really ever shot this bow before, I'm actually going to start at about 10 yards and shoot 1 arrow at each dot down there. So I've got 3 black dots, 1 high, 1 middle, 1 low, and just so I'm not breaking arrows from this close distance, and so I can warm up, I'm going to start about 10, and then I'll start stepping back as I get a little bit of practice in there. So let's take a look. Let's see how I'm doing today. See how the bow is too. Alright, so I just shot 3 arrows. Let's go take a look at these initial shots. Shooting at about 10 yards here, so they'll all be pretty close, but what's kind of interesting is you'll see is the actual knock points relative to where I'm standing right now. I'll show you that, and you can see that these arrows are out of tune. These arrows were designed for the Shakespeare bow that I was shooting, and now I've bumped up the poundage a little bit. That was a 36-pound bow. It's really a 40-pound bow, but because it was so old, it was shooting about 36 pounds. And now this is more of a modern day, brand new 2013 recurve, and it's 40 pounds, so we're bumping up the poundage, and probably the limb design is a little bit more efficient, so it's going to go quite a bit faster. We can see how that's making the arrow react. So let's grab the camera and I'll go show you that. So we'll come on in here, and here's the angle that I was shooting at basically. And if you can't see that, the knock on each one of those arrows is pretty far right to relative to what I was shooting. So that would make it look like I'm coming in from this angle, but I wasn't. I was coming in from this angle. So now obviously these are too weak of spine. So you may be asking, well then why is the knock point to the right and not to the left? And if I were shooting these bear shaft, I would expect that the knock point would be to the left, showing that you have a weak spine arrow, not a too stiff spine arrow. But because these have fletchings on it, they were probably trying to correct themselves, and at 10 yards the frequency, it just happens that it's overcorrecting now to the left, so the knock point goes to the right. So just something to watch when you're switching bows and switching equipment. So let's get the camera back set up again and shoot. Alright, so we're set back up again. Let's take 3 more shots at 10 yards. See if we get that same kind of reaction with the arrows kind of overcorrecting like that. So let's take a peek. last one was a horrible shot, so I'm going to do another one. Just for confidence. Alright, so let's go take a peek at those and see if those knock points are in the wrong spot. Wish I wouldn't have had that bad shot. Walk on down here. So here we go. 1, 2, 3 in the black, and then there's a low one. I don't know why, but I just got lazy, obviously, and dropped my arm. It's perfectly in line, but definitely dropped it. So that was my third arrow, and the fourth one's in the black dot. So we're at 10 yards, so you'd expect to put them in the black dots, but I'll step back again and look at those knock points, how they're all to the right. And you can see that something went wrong with that third arrow, because it's dead straight, but you look at the other three and they're all off kilter, they're all to the right. So, and like I said, it would look like the arrows are too stiff, but they're not. They're definitely too weak. So I think the fletching is actually overcorrecting, which is why you want a bare shaft tune whenever you're shooting. You don't want to have fletchings or it could confuse you. So alright, let's step back and take a few more shots. Alright, so I thought I'd try this angle. You'll see it from the back, basically. You can just see what 60-inch bow looks like. Like I said, listen for the sound of the bow. Has 0 string silencers on it or anything like that, string dampeners. So this is just the natural bow. So like I said, it's just kind of an initial review. It's pretty cold out. 25, not that cold out. But I mean, we know that the arrows are out of tune. We clearly saw that, so I don't want to shoot too much and kind of get messed up, because it is going to affect the consistency. But at least get out there, get a few shots downrange. Tomorrow, the brand new arrows show up anyways, so then once the heavy hunters show up and I get those tuned correctly, then I'll be able to be out here shooting quite a bit more and be confident that what I'm hitting is because of me, not because of some fluke, the arrow whipping around down there. So let's give these a shot right here. So you can hear it's a pretty quiet bow actually, and the length is just about perfect. I don't think you'd want it any shorter or any longer. I think for a recurve, it's just about perfect. So anyone who's out there wondering if 60 inches is a little too big, I wouldn't worry about it. So once you get into 64, 66, 68, then you're in the longbow territory. You're gonna be hard pressed to find a recurve that big anyways, but it's like 64, 66, 68, those are big bows. But 60 inches, when you're inside and you're kind of looking at it, you're like, wow, that's pretty big. But out here shooting, it just feels right. I mean, it's just about the perfect size. So, yeah, I mean, that's my comment about the size of the bow, how long it is. So, take it for what it's worth. Just wanted to show you guys the bow. It's just too exciting to not show. So, there's no videos out there about the new Bear Kodiak. So, wanted to give you guys a couple different angles, give you something to think about. So. Alright, so there's another 4 downrange. Let's change the camera angle here. Alright, so we'll blast a couple shots from this angle as well. Give you guys a look from that angle. Then when I kind of drop my arm on, that's alright. It's better. Alright, let's go take a look at that. So, new bow. I mean, we're not exactly sniping the black dots here. Alright, we'll get a couple from this angle. See the arrows coming on in there. See how straight they are. Alright, so once again, that's from about 13, 14 yards. First time really shooting the bow, so I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with that. But like I said, I'm just not sure. The arrows just aren't flying right. You can see the knock points are just different for each one. It's just kind of weird. So each one's coming in from a different angle. So they're just not in tune, and just not sure how that's affecting the flight really and the accuracy. But I mean, it's not going to move it by more than probably an inch or so. So I mean, a bad shot's a bad shot. That's a bad shot. But these other ones, you're just not sure. Alright, so I know it's not a great demonstration of what the bow is like, but it's the best I can do for right now. Hopefully you kind of could hear the loudness of the bow going off. Nothing on it. Not perfectly in tune yet. It's at 7.5 inches right now for brace height. Probably want to go 7 1/4, give that a shot. But like I said, I just wanted to show you really the length of it relative to me, sound of it. Accuracy is kind of irrelevant because the arrows are out of tune, the bow's not perfectly in tune, and it's a brand new bow, so that's kind of irrelevant. But like I said, this should probably be one of the first videos out there on YouTube really about the new Bear Kodiak. If you want to see anything about this bow, email us. We'll post a video as fast as possible. Overall, first impressions, I love this bow. I think it is fantastic. I think it's going to be a great bow. This is the workhorse for 2014. So this is what you'll see me shooting for the entire year. And this will be the hunting bow, the target bow, the stumping bow, the everything bow. So just a great bow. And for the price, it's, I mean, you can't beat it versus a custom bow or whatnot. So I think they are selling these about $700 right now at Bear, and it has all the quality and fit and finish of a custom bow, but it is a mass-produced bow. So only thing would be, make sure that you're willing to wait some time. So this took about 6 months to get from Bear, even though it is a mass-produced bow. The demand for these Kodiaks are really high right now. So if you want one, make sure you get your order in right away. So thanks for joining us. And like I said, email us with any requests that you want to see about this bow. And otherwise, every video you'll see, hopefully I'll just keep getting better and better with this bow, and I can start showing you the accuracy potential of this bow. So thanks again, and have a great day.